and I'm hella young. They call me Zombie Ray.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is one that G came across and we thought it was interesting. So basically, I'm going to share my screen. This is from Lefty Santos Barragan. Once again, if I mispronounced the name, apologies. But the post says Fred was trying to expose boxing media on the take by saying DAZN was paying them off, and Gary Russell Jr.'s brother let it slip that he was paying Fred and other hashtag LDBC stations to talk about Gary on their channels, laughing my behind off, and they work for cheap. And I'll play the clip.
Think about this as a capitalist, as a media member now. They done paid Keith Idec, Radio Raheem, Fight Hype. They had the Eddie Hearn told me he paid for the Boxing Voice. Who else Eddie Hearn told me he paid for? He told me off camera. Yeah, a whole bunch of them. Now here's my point.
Call Bill. Listen, y'all gotta call Bill. All y'all got Bill number and ask Bill why is none of y'all getting that money because y'all started this.
Now let me get there. The point I'm making is they always want us for free. Oh, you gotta support. What about nigga? It's about money, and that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. When it's business, it's business. The fight is already made. They're making their money regardless. Okay. Now, if they want subscribers, if they want us to promote it, you got to pay us to promote it. It's not going to change their pay. This is not a pay-per-view event.
I paid y'all out of my own pocket. I gave you 100. I gave Fernand 3. I gave.
I don't care what you paid them. I don't give a fuck about that. But
so it's only right that I start this one off with Trill Dollar Bill. Man, yo. Trill, we're a family show.
Yo, I know, man. I'm disgusted with the LDC. Man, listen, you know what? I'm mad at myself. Because I went in on them. I went in on that. What do they call? What's their names? I don't want to mess it up. I almost butchered it again. What's their name?
LDBC.
Morgan's and not.
LDBC.
All right, want to get the right one. All right, so this is what I'm trying to say. I was harsh on them. The reason I was going in on them because I was like, yo, going in on their integrity and their morals and all this stuff like that. I went hard on them. You know what I'm saying? I even went at my brother G, like, how can you co-sign these guys? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, why you say that, yo?
I was so mad. Y'all see my rant? I was sweating. Hoodie on and everything. My hoodie was soaking. I had to take my hoodie off. It was soaking. And I have to apologize. Because I've never been mad. I'm so mad. Listen, I gotta apologize. I apologize to you guys. I was sitting here putting y'all, valuing y'all, and giving y'all, and holding y'all on a certain type of level. And I apologize, because at the end of the day, y'all just hoes.
Oh my God. The views and opinions of Trails do not reflect the
no disrespect.
The other faces you see on this panel.
With all due respect.
Oh God.
Now I'm not. Hey, listen, I'm from the trenches. We respect the working girl.
Oh my God.
But you got.
Oh, my goodness.
So listen, I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
I feel him.
I'm not mad now. I'm not mad. I was doing all this for money. Y'all was selling your soul for a little bit of money.
Oh man, Tris, I'm
So I
here with
can't
you,
hold y'all on a
man.
certain type of level no more. Because I know what it is with you guys. Y'all do anything for a little bit. Y'all say and do anything for a little bit of change. Say and do anything strange for a little bit of change. So I don't want to hear nothing from you guys ever again, because I know what it is. Y'all willing to say and do anything strange for a little bit of change. That's how I feel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize, guys.
Talk your mess.
I apologize.
Talk your mess, Tris. You know.
I apologize.
It's all right, Trill. It's all right.
I'm done. I got it. I'm done. I'm sorry.
Do not reflect the Boxing Bros as a whole and all the other faces that you see on this screen. That was Trill's take on what he heard and how he feels. So G, what
I feel bamboozled, strayed, hoodwinked.
Now, first and foremost, I'd like to say shout out to Lefty Santos, you know, for sharing that clip. To me,
he dropped a bomb.
When I thought about it, right? Because you know, I don't have that I guess the hatred that Trill has for the LDBC, right?
It's not hate, it's passion.
Passion. I thank you, passion. Sorry. Because I understand the use for them, you know. I understand why a lot of boxers will utilize their channels, right? Because I could assume Gary Russell's not really getting the exposure that he needs from, you know, PBC, from other platforms, you know. So he's probably thinking like, hey man, I gotta go to the streets to get this love. You know what I mean? And so I wasn't necessarily against Gary Russell's brother saying, you know, I'm paying you guys 100, 300, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, to me, like I would imagine people getting way more money than that, to me personally. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, bro, like, because my number one issue was we spoke about Gary Russell versus Bill Haney earlier this week. And I listened to that clip when they were on Fanon's show. And it was clear as day to me, in my humble opinion, and I don't have no issues with none of these guys, but Fanon showed extreme bias in favor of Gary Russell in that discourse that they had. You know what I mean? To the point he even said, hey, you know what, Gary, do you want me to allow him to speak? Like when Bill was talking. And I'm like, you asking Gary? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, that seems kind of biased right there. But now this makes sense if, you know, Gary's brother, you know what I mean? I believe the dude's name is Batman. Gary's brother's giving you bread. And so then now you're pushing a particular narrative, you know?
I apologize to you, Kaden. I apologize. Because I was giving you crap, doodle, for us. So when we was talking about, you know, interviewing other boxers and stuff like that. Because everything you're saying to me, G, just reminds me of one word: integrity.
I was going to get to that point. Thank you, Trill, for the ad-lib. You know what I mean? So now, there's nothing wrong with interviewing fighters. There's nothing wrong with interviewing promoters. There's nothing wrong with interviewing, you know, managers or whoever that's affiliated with these fighters, right? As long as you're not lying on their behalf, omitting certain details from the public, you know, as long as, and you're not overlooking their flaws, you're keeping it completely real, right? As long as you keep it real, I don't mind if you're getting paid by these fighters, right? Like when he was talking about, oh, Eddie Hearn's paying this, Eddie Hearn's paying that. I don't think Eddie Hearn's necessarily paying these channels for them to like lie or anything. I think Eddie's looking at it as like, hey, you know what? I understand social media is powerful. Eddie Hearn's looking at it like, hey, you know what? We have a DAZN that has a subscription base. So let me go to the influencers on social media to get their following to actually pay for these subscriptions for DAZN. To me, strategically, that makes sense, right? Like, I don't think he's going like Eddie Hearn's is paying these channels like, yo, don't bash Anthony Joshua. You know what I mean? If anything, he's probably like, hey, I got these up and coming fighters. Can you interview them? hey, we're trying to do this event at this city. Can we come over to your channel and talk about it? I think that's what Eddie Hearn is probably doing. I don't see Eddie Hearn like, hey, LDBC, here's this check for $100. Do not bash Anthony Joshua anymore. Like, I don't think that's happening. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that, and this is where I felt was in poor taste. Like, what's it? The Boxing Voice? The Boxing Voice isn't the LDBC. So why are you bringing up what they're doing with Eddie Hearn, knowing that your man Gary Russell's brother just exposed you? You get what I'm saying? So it's like you're trying to air out another group, but in the process you get aired out yourself. So to me, that's where the conflict happens, right? Where it's like you're trying to, in a way, that's how I took it anyways. How I interpret that clip was you're trying to expose other channels, but then Gary's own brother's exposing you. Like, what y'all talking about? Because I gave you 100 and I gave Fanon 3. You know what I'm saying? I gave homeboy, what was that? Then he's like, chill. You know, I don't care about their money. But it's like, bro, to me, integrity goes two ways, right? For one, you shouldn't be taking a fighter's money if you're not going to keep it real with the fighter, right? Because then now, to me, it's like you're bought. And two, if you know you doing dirt in the streets, why are you snitching? You know what I'm saying? Because now it makes me look at you like you a slime ball. You know what I mean? Like, because you're doing the same thing everyone else is doing, but you got an issue with them, and so you're going to air them out on your channel. And that's why I was saying salute to Gary Russell's brother, because he didn't have to say what he said, but he did. You know what I mean? And so that should be a learning lesson for everybody on YouTube. Is it really worth $1? You know what I mean? To compromise your channel, compromise your audience that you built. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not worth it. So it's all about integrity. That's what Trill was saying. I agree 1,000. Integrity. When you don't have integrity, this happens. You get exposed on your own platform. And to me, that's when it's now you're wrong, you're unethical, and people are gonna look at you all the time now. So now I'm thinking, like, all them times I heard y'all promoting like the wild excuses, where y'all getting paid.
That's what I was about to say, G. I said, who paid for that glove gate bag?
Like, yo, now
Who paid for that glove gate bag?
Like, yo, like the glove gate, the hole in the face, the weapon inside the glove, like all of this stuff. It's like, you know, like, was somebody cutting y'all a check to push that narrative? You know what I mean? And to me now, I can't trust them at all. You know, and I don't want to like blame, because I know like the LDBC is like a bunch of channels. Clearly, I'm only talking about Fred's show, so I don't want to lump all these brothers in together. But that was telling, you know. And if that's really the case, then there's a problem in the boxing community on YouTube.
Yeah, we the MFBB. That's our organization. MFBB. Mother Boxing Bros. Y'all can join.
All right, Ned.
I ain't gonna get too deep in it like G and Trill just did, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of channels I follow, like they have a reputation of bashing certain fighters. But when I look back, like, you know, on YouTube, you can go and look at their older videos and things like that, and you see they kind of like they supported these fighters at one point. So I'm like, at what point in time did they start switching their stances on fighters, these fighters that they were supporting at one time? And now with this all coming out, saying like fighters get paid to push a certain narrative or to promote fighters, or, you know, they got promotion companies in their pockets. It just makes you look at their channels, a lot of these channels, differently now. So it's me. It's like I just like real authentic like banter like our subscribers do. And when this is going on, it takes out the fun in the channel, and I'm like no longer a fan of it. So.
Exactly.
I really don't like it.
Imagine if we had like exclusive interviews with like, I don't know, like Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or Tyson Fury, right? But they hit us with the, yo, listen, we'll let y'all get these exclusives as long as y'all don't ask us any tough questions, and as long as y'all ain't bashing us when we lose or whatever.
See, that would kill our integrity.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, yo, then we ain't boxing bros anymore. You know what I mean? Like, because to me, one thing I do like about how our dynamic is like, if we were at the barbershop or in the gym locker room and we talking boxing, we just keeping it real. We're doing that right now, just keeping it real. The moment Eddie Hearn or Al Heyman or whoever else has their hand in our pockets, then it's like it's over, bro. We screwed. You know what I mean?
When Caden walks in here and was like, you know what? Tyson Fury has something in his gloves.
Yeah, right. You know, like,
like the
we
movie,
know he got to.
like the movie The Great White Hype. My old boy soda Samuel L. Jackson, and he came out. No, listen, man. You know, there's a lot of things you can say about it. When I think about it, I have mixed feelings about it. I feel like our position comes from people who don't rely on revenue for their channel. Like we whatever we make from the channel, we stash it and we're going to use it to upgrade our equipment. We don't pay bills using this money that we get from the channel. We did it for love. And then when we got to the point where we were making money, we were like, oh, that's cool. But we're not pushing merchandise on people. We're not charging people for shout outs when we go live. We don't do that. For us, it's about the love of the sport. And I think a lot of the reason why people like us is because they can sense that. I always tell people I feel like there are vibes that you give off. Like this, whether it's through a screen or in person, people just feel your vibe and they can, you know, and I always felt like, I don't know, I walk in the room, I get a certain reaction, and it's like real recognize real. And people just feel the vibe and I get a certain respect out the gate. And I don't take that as like, oh, I'm greater than, I'm better than. I take it as people sense like, yo, that's a stand-up guy. And I think, like, for me, that's the most important thing. That I always say things that I can back up with facts that I genuinely believe in, to not be so stubborn that when evidence is presented before me that I am wrong, I still be strong and wrong and fight. And to me, that's not the sign of being a man. That's not the sign of being mature. That's not the sign of being a good person. It's just a sign of being boneheaded, and it's counterproductive. So for me to get up here and for us to get up here and talk about Glovegate and push that and do all that, to me would be disingenuous. It would hurt our credibility. And it's part of the reason why I said, when we were talking and people said, well, how come you don't interview fighters? Because your integrity will come into question. You put yourself in a position where, one, if your channel is grown by talking about a particular fighter, you'll never be able to offer constructive criticism of that fighter. Because as soon as you do, that fighter's going to block you. Trill's still trying to get Clarissa to let him, you know, check her out because he says something and.
Clarissa.
I don't know, it might be a lost cause, Trill, but
you a sister.
You are sister. No, but you know, like I said, we don't have to rely on that revenue. But if you're someone who has to rely on the money you make from YouTube, and like that's one of the primary ways you live, someone offering you $300 to talk good about them, someone offering you $100 to push an agenda, sway the public a certain way, how is that any different from the influencer who is on beaches wearing bikinis and is on IG half naked, and then some product says, well, can you wear my jeans and take pictures in them and then put it on you and let the people think you wear my jeans? That person doesn't wear the jeans. That person could care less about those jeans, but that money, I'll take it. I'll do what you asked me for. So I think in the era of influencers, fake news, and people who really lack integrity, you have to really sift through, do thorough research and investigate who you're listening to. I know a lot of these IG fitness gurus who go to Miami, get surgery, take 6 weeks to recover and come back, and they're selling meal plans and workout plans. And it's like, are you kidding me? You didn't work out, you cheated. You cheated, but now you're on IG and you're the fitness expert. You got results faster than humanly possible, but now you're the fitness guru. And so where this relates to boxing is when you start hearing this nonsense and you start hearing these agendas being pushed. When you start seeing people like young Pharaoh getting into boxing when that's not even his thing. And now he's up there pushing Glovegate like it's working. And it's working. There's certain people who fall into a certain category, certain level of IQ, lack of resources, and also desperation. You just want to believe that you'll get hooked and you'll get sucked into anything. You know, like Clipper fans. You want to believe. Although everyone knows Clipper's going to clip. Everyone knows that. Everybody knows Kawhi is not that dude, not the closest thing to get clipped. You know what I'm saying?
Say Clippers is going to get clipped.
They got clipped. You know what I'm saying? And we knew they was going to get clipped. You see, and this is like also when you think of certain things and you look at certain things, it's all about perspective. Going into Game 7, Clippers fans look at it like, oh, we were up 19 going into the fourth quarter in game, whatever. We were up 16 going into the fourth quarter. So all we got to do is hold that lead. Nugget fans are thinking, it don't matter what lead they got, we're going to beat them. And you go in and you see what happens. It's all about perspective. What's your perspective going into, how do you view this? What I can say is this. This is my view on the situation. When we do something, we want to do it right. We want to do it in a respectful manner, and we don't want people questioning what we say. I would love to get paid to promote the upcoming fights. I would love that. I would love to be able to have interviews with Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, even Deontay Wilder. As much as people think I hate him, I would love to have Deontay Wilder on the screen and tell me all the reasons why I'm wrong. Whatever he got to say to me, I've been bashing him for. The least I can do is hear what he got to say to me.
Sure. The least you can do.
That's the least I can do, right? And I would love the opportunity to do it. And I'd be nothing but respectful to him because he deserves respect. He's a former champion. He steps in the ring. He risks his life. My criticism of him are about his boxing ability and things he says. And I would love to be able to do all that. But what I know is this. You can't do that and be real with these fighters because back in the day you could. I've seen Howard Cosell tell Muhammad Ali, you're going to get beat up, you're going to get this, and Muhammad Ali would be like, your hair is a phony and it comes from the tail of a pony, right? And they'll just be sitting there having a good time, right? And although Cosell told him he couldn't win, when he won, Cosell would be the first one to call him like, congratulations, champ. You're unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's just the way it was back in the day. You could tell, I don't know, man. I think Foreman's too big for you. I think you're going to get killed. And he can go in there and shock you. What'd I tell you? All of you bow. And everybody be like, you got that. You got that. It's not the way the world is no more. Now it's all feelings and you a hater. You can't tell the truth anymore. And that's the problem with the sport. But for me, the way I view a situation is you can pay me enough. Everything's for sale. My integrity is for sale, but the price is starting to millions.
No, $100. I'm like, bro,
You going to try to buy me with $100?
Crazy.
You know what prices those are.
Hey, listen, millions. You couldn't even get me to fight Deontay Wilder for $500,000. You better get into millions. I don't need it that bad. See, that's like what me and Trill was talking about. I don't need it that bad. That's what we're talking about in the
I ain't that
For me, I don't need it that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Let us know how you feel about their prices. I don't know about this matter. Let us know what you think about this matter. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm Trill Dollar Bill. That's Caden. That's G, and that's the TBE. And we are the Boxing Bros. Thank you for rocking with us. Much respect.
Peace.
Catch me creeping down the dark street. This is where me and the zombies meet. Guarantee we all gonna eat. It's Zombie Ray again with HD. I'm a zombie in the night, you better run from me. Zombie Ray in the house, you better run, homie. Brought a mask and some gloves with some thugs with me. I came to do damage, you wanna purge with me. Super Saiyan zombie, I be